So how do we collect taxes for our government to spend? Joining me now, President of Americans for Tax Reform, Grover Norquist. So Grover, I think it was a quote I read about what you said about Herman Cain's 999 plan was that you get it because everybody understands that everybody pays the same, everybody knows what everybody else is doing when it comes to taxes, and that is the attraction. Is that a fair assessment why people are so interested in 999?
I think it is. What Herman Cain has done is he's diagnosed the problem. Tax rates are too high. It double and triple tax savings and investments, and it's redistributionist. And we need to go to low rates, simple rates that don't double and triple tax savings and investment.
So we have actually gone there in the past. I mean, if you go back to the Reagan era when they made that first big tax cut, they went down, what was it? I think it was 28 and 15 or something like that. It was
the two rates were 15 and 28, down from a top rate of 50% at the time.
Right. So there was an example of something that was simplified. The reason I wanted to talk to you today was because of the fact that I read not only that you said that you get it because everybody knows what everybody's going to be paying, but you're one of many starting to grow on the right side of the aisle, besides the people on the left, but the right side of the aisle, they're saying this 999 plan is not a good plan. Why?
Yes. I like the impulse behind 999. I like the direction that came to go with 999. But if the 999 plan was being voted on tomorrow by the House and Senate, I would strongly urge congressmen and senators to vote against it. And the reason is, right now we have an income tax. 999 would, for some unspecified period of time, a transition period, have a 9% income tax, better than 35% top rate, a 9% Japanese-style VAT to replace the corporate income tax, and a 9% sales tax. Each of those three taxes would tend to grow over time. And there is the danger when you create these two new money machines that they will simply, rather than displace the income tax, they will be in addition to the federal income tax.
But the problem with the 999 plan is it is more complex. And I got caught in it when I first looked at it, too, and I thought it seemed pretty simple, pretty straightforward. But that's phase one. There's a phase two in which he's trying to get down to just simply some sort of sales tax, I believe, and get rid of all the other taxes. And so there would not be an income tax ever more in phase two. Realistic?
Yes. Well, maybe, if we're lucky. However, the other team gets an at-bat. If the Democrat Congress or Senate or President wins in the middle of this transition, they could stop getting rid of the three, the VAT, the sales tax, the income tax, and you would have all three for a while. The danger of 999 is it quickly becomes 10-10-10 or 10-10-20.
Yeah, but Cain says, I won't let it. If I'm president, I will veto that. And I know what you're going to say is, well, yeah, but then what if he was elected after he's out? Somebody else will change it. But isn't that true of Congress today?
Well, it is. However, what he's doing is talking about creating three tapeworms inside your tummy instead of one. And saying we're going to discipline the three so that they remain small and two of them will go away. Tapeworms have their own ideas. Taxes tend to grow. Taxes tend to be permanent. In New Jersey, in the 70s, they had very high property taxes, and the politicians said, we will get rid of the very high property taxes by having an income tax. Today, they have an income tax, very high, and very high property taxes. The one did not displace the other. When the value-added tax came in Europe, it became in addition to the personal income tax.
I've got to get your comments before we run out of time, though. We got the report about the fact that this past federal fiscal year, the biggest spending ever, biggest spending by far, and we wound up with another $1.3 trillion deficit. But in those numbers, as I'm sure you know, income tax increases, the revenues collected from individual taxpayers, you and me, went up 21% over the previous year. So tax collections are going up.
Yeah, and spending under the Obama administration and driven by the last 3 years of explosive growth continues to grow, even though the Republicans took the House last November. It's going to take a while to turn this battleship around.
That's another whole show, is about why they didn't get some real spending cuts. Grover Norquist, I appreciate your input as always. Thanks, Grover.
Thank you.